Hello uncle, please post anonymous. I am a Zimbabwean man who came to South Africa to seek greener pastures. Later called my elder brother to join. Within few weeks after coming, my brother died in a car accident. They gave us a wrong body at the mortuary in South Africa. We are in trouble with both our relatives' body we left in Muzanzi and the body we came with to Zimbabwe. My story is long, but I'll try to shorten. I was born from a poor family in Mutambara in Zimbabwe. My father is said to have died in a popular bus accident of the 90s. As a last born, I don't even know how he was like in appearance. We don't have even one of his photographs. Growing up staying with a single mother made us to know basics on how to survive in this world. We relied on doing pieceworks for a living. We should first go to the fields, then go back home, bath and go to school within a space of 2 hours. We used to work at this woman's homestead. She was also a widow, but a widow with rich relatives who cared about her. Her situation was better, so he felt pity for us. The lady was very polite. She gave us piecework so that we can survive. Some of the jobs you could see, it was not necessary to hire someone. Later on, I finished my high school. The woman's relatives took me to her house. I was to work as a gardener whilst going to night school. At night school, I was to do welding. I acquired my welding certificate and moved to South Africa to look for a job, as there was no employment in Zimba that days. To cut the story short, I became a welder here in South Africa. Everything was smooth sailing. Later on, I was able to send money home. Now I own a big company. So last year in August, I called my elder brother to work on my company. I wanted him to be able to at least send his family some money. Few weeks after arriving, a brother died in a car accident. The people who were on board were seriously injured, so there were bandages all over their bodies in the mortuary. Zimbabwean friends based in Cape Town accompanied me to the mortuary. At the mortuary, we were given our body, but we were not allowed to delay because my brother was heavily injured. There was a huge possibility that it can decay before we arrive in Zimbabwe. To shorten, in Zimbabwe, we discovered we were given a wrong body. It was a woman instead. It was too late to turn back. We kept it a secret, me and my other brother. The body was buried. In South Africa, I believe my brother's body is still in mortuary. The spirit of the lady we buried is rising against the whole family. 2 family members are mad because of it. One of the people is that brother who knew the secret. My late brother is coming to my dreams crying, "Please bring me home." I don't know how to tell other relatives. What should I do? People are sometimes suspecting me of using juju to be successful as I am today. Yellow solution uncle, my mom's ghost is harassing us after we sacrificed her soul. On a day towards festive season of 2020, woke up early with my twin brother. We needed money for Christmas and New Year. Went to the garden to reap tomatoes for market. We used to sell the tomatoes by the roadside along the highway. Upon arrival at the highway, a brand new BMW got off-road and parked on front of our table. I ran with a pocket of tomatoes to the car. Inside the car, there were 2 brown in complexion, very fat women. The one who was driving greeted me in a very polite way, said she don't like tomatoes only, started approaching for love to me. I was shocked being approached by a person almost 2 times older than my mother. It was like I was dreaming. She told me that her name was Priscilla, promised me to be the richest guy in South Africa if I accepted her proposal. Truly, I was tempted and accepted. She brought all our tomatoes and gave us extra money. By the time we were talking, the other lady got outside the car and started talking to my brother. Gave him a cell phone. Seems as if he accepted too. The lady gave him a diamond necklace before they left. We went back home with a lot of money that day, very happy, not knowing we got ourselves into trouble. When we arrived home, we discovered that the necklace has changed into a very big snake. We shouted seeking for help. Nobody came in time. One of our neighbors came and started to beat the snake. As the snake was in pain, of being beaten, my twin brother was also in pain. As the snake was dying, he was also dying. The snake and my brother died at the same time. This shocked everyone in the compound. My relatives called a sangoma so people can know what's really caused the death. Before the sangoma even came, a new number called my phone. That was Priscilla. I never gave her my number. I wanted to ask where did she got my phone number from, but before I even opened my mouth, she told me she knew that I was going to ask where did she got my number from. This shocked me. She told me that she was angry about us killing the snake. This is also when she told me that I was now a member of their group. The traditional healer, which was called by relatives, arrived, described everything which has caused the death from the beginning to the end. When I was asked, I kept on saying I knew nothing about the incident. Because I denied that what I knew, I started having painful blisters all over my body. This came as a punishment from the traditional healer. From then, all people except my mother started pointing at me saying I was the one responsible for my twin brother's death. I was chased away from home, started staying in the streets of Cape Town. On one night in Cape Town, Priscilla appeared before me, told me that our queen mother had given me a punishment for killing the snake. The punishment was a mission to cause 100 public road accidents across South Africa. She gave me 500,000 United States dollars to use on that mission, pointed at me, and all my blisters were healed. From then, I don't know what was all over me. I started feeling thirsty for blood. The following week, I traveled to Kenya, started staying in a hotel. My people, I want to confess, I was the one responsible for the Ode commuter omnibus accident. The bus was on its way to Nairobi from rural areas in the western side of the town. The bus stopped. I got on the body. We traveled a distance of about 15 kilometers. I looked at the steering and said, I just kill these bullshits now. From nowhere, the driver lost control of the vehicle and swerved into the bridge. 8 people died on the spot and 2 were left nursing serious injuries. I disappeared on the spot. I had no scratch. My suit was still smart. The next morning, I traveled to Mozambique. In Mozambique, my spirit caused so many deaths. I am not even able to count all the incidents. Responsible for the student bus accident in Nampula, I went to school seeking for a job and I was employed as a gardener. I washed the driver's uniform with the evil methylic liquid. On a sport day, made the school bus overturn. 3 children passed away at the hospital and 45 are living with disabilities now. Quit the job and went to Zambia, where I also killed many people in highways. In Kenya, I applied and pretended to be a student at Pwani University. This year, towards Easter holiday, we traveled with the university bus. I only said I just kill these cockroaches. The driver lost control of the bus, leading to the passaway of students. Some were left nursing serious injuries. The more I kill, the more my thirst for blood increased. On February 2023, I was in Cape Town. One day I passed through a churchyard. Inside there were people praying. Suddenly fell down in front of the church. Church congregants came out and I started to manifest. This is when I broke the rules. I should not expose the satanic group law. The next night they let me sacrifice my mother as punishment. On that day I was called to our devil worshipping mountain. We were sitting in a circle. They all called my mother's name. She came in spirit. They gave me a wooden stick and told me to beat her. I loved my mother. That was a painful experience. At first, I beat without putting much force. They all beat me with hot rods. It was so painful. He hit my mom twice and she fell down. At around 2 a.m., I received a call from my uncle. He told me that my mother had died. From then, the satanic group damned me. I saw spirits of people I killed across the continent. I tried to commit suicide several times, but I'm failing to die. Is there anyone who can help me? I'm suffering. Please keep me anonymous. This might be long. I just want to vent. I am in a relationship 9 months with this girl, 22 years. We are both students throughout the year. She has been having problems with her bursary, and during those times I used to help her out emotionally, mentally, financially. Her family used to not send money, her rent. Sometimes I had to compromise by helping her out and not buying any cosmetics or clothes. I used to go home and make her food so she doesn't go to bed hungry, or buy her food if I had money. Fast forward to earlier this month, she got her bursary, more than 40k. She now labels my love for her as obsession. She is telling me that she needs space because she is leaving this year and she needs to spend time with her friends. So now it feels like all the sacrifices I did were not worth it. I really regret. 24 years old gent. Hello everyone, please help me. I have a 12-year-old boy who happens to be from a previous relationship. Now I'm married again and I have two boys, 7 and 5 years old. Recently, my 12-year-old asked me why his name is not the same as the other two, his stepfather and mine. Ever since that question, my boy is not the same as before. I want to change his surname to mine and I don't know which route to take. I tried asking his father, he has refused, and he last saw the boy when he was 2 years old. Who has ever done it and how should I proceed? No insults, please. Yellow Solution Uncle, please help me understand something. My late baby dad registered our baby girl co-spanning his work. So his parents apparently went to claim for his money. They called me asking for my baby girl's details and didn't give them. As I asked why did they need them, and they couldn't tell me anything. So 2 days ago they phoned again telling me they went through the baby daddy stuff and found a copy of my baby girl's certificate and they used it to claim. My concern here is how can I go about making sure they don't get to spend a dime of my baby daddy's money for their own benefits, whereas as my girl is suffering without their support. Please help a mother out. Thanks in advance. Hello, good evening, listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in to Extraordinary Africa. That is your number one solution anchor with your bang number one confessions show, African Confessions HD. If you're still new in this show, we publish a lifetime confessions. Usually we publish anonymously for people's safety reasons. And guys, there is this thing I want to tell you. We are about to get into the festive season, right? As Solution Uncle and Extraordinary Africa, we urge you with deeply, from the deepest side of my heart, I urge you to be very careful. Let's pray before traveling. Let's pray before going to those relatives. We don't know what they think about us, so we don't need to relax just because we are on holiday. We need to be, drink and drive. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I think I will say it every day. Let's be very careful. Let's be very careful. We lost many relatives and friends in this period we are going to enter. So let's not be victims. Let's pray each and every day, whenever we are, and God will set you free. God will set us free. That was the confessions for today. Guys, please don't leave without commenting. Don't leave without commenting. Let us fight for these people. Let us fight for these people. Some of these people will end up committing suicide, which is what we don't like. We don't like such